Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hoppers, today joined by
Brett
of NYC's, doing another review in the birthday or pre-birthday share for me. Me turning 31, trying some amazing beers. Lowest grade so far was 93, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Hopefully we'll top that now, I'm hoping. A lot of people I know love this. So we're checking out another Anchorage beer that's really hyped. Or maybe not as hyped as 10 years, but everyone I know who's had it thought it was world-class, mind-blowing coconut stout. This is one we got from the Beer release, and this is Anchorage The Sacrifice.
Yes.
Also a very expensive bottle of beer, kind of towards trading values, but we could get it, so we got it.
Towards the same price as Endless Ending.
Yeah, 10 years was a different ballpark.
320
But I'm
Danish
so
crowns.
glad we have another bottle of 10 years,
Yes.
because that was my top beer along with Endless Ending of last year.
Yeah.
And yours too, I guess.
Maybe that will be for my birthday.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, this is Sacrifice. The Sacrifice is 15.5% Imperial Stout with coconut. Again, amazing artwork, this kind of shaman-like, mythic look, metal-like. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
This humongous Imperial Stout has been fermented and aged in Missouri oak folders. So that's quite cool and quite a different way to do it. And they've done a lot of like their regular stouts in these folders instead of just fermenting them in stainless steel.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just for extra complexity. And then they do all these crazy
And also
additions.
to dry them out maybe just a bit.
Possibly, yeah. Especially because they're so hefty. I mean, huge beers.
15.5%.
Yeah, it's nuts. So, yeah, we love 10 years.
And coconut, so...
Yeah. Especially in my glass. Look.
Yeah, that yours is... That was what my glass of 10 years looked like. So we've kind of switched.
Pure chunks of coconut in there. And
look at the lacing.
It's just so thick.
Yeah.
When we just poured it out, there was a nice tan. You see there's a little bit of a head.
Yeah,
but a nice tan head, but it just faded so quickly just because of the fat from the
It's
coconut.
not a beautiful beer, but it looks hefty.
Yeah,
as all hell.
It looks nuts. I will say, if I wasn't aware of these kind of beers and whatnot and new to beer, and I got a beer with these kind of coconut chunks in it, I wouldn't be very intrigued to drink it. It looks weird, but yeah. And I've also been a bit off of coconut beers lately. Ever since we had that cycle one, I haven't had a coconut stout where I've been like, wow, yeah, coconut, because I don't know. Yeah, okay, 10 years. Besides that. But since 10 years was like that, I'm betting this will be dope. So, yeah, let's check out the Aroma and the Sacrifice. Oh. This smells like an almond joy.
Yeah,
but with massive amounts of, like, there's so much...
Massive amounts of, like...
Dry oak?
Yeah, and malt, like, heavy complexity.
Yeah, but
like,
massive amounts of milk chocolate and almond and coconut. There's so much, like, it's so almond joy-like.
Yeah.
This smells like pastry done right. It's funny, I've seen a few friends
and that
of mine...
umami thing.
I was just about to say, there's an umami note. It almost... Do you know what it smells like? It smells like the fucking top of a Däumeke from Brewed.
Yeah.
It has like this caramelized coconut thing. If you've never had Danish dream cake, Google it and bake it.
Yeah.
And then just go nuts with the topping. Usually the recipes are like this like little thin layer. No, you need a layer like that. It's like this coconut caramel. It's amazing.
Look at that lacing.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But
it smells
kind of
so
like
much
that,
like that.
But because it's also so caramelized, it has that caramelly thing to
Yeah,
it.
but that's why it's so much like that.
Yeah, exactly. But then it has this umami-esque thing, and I don't know if it's also
it's
the coconut, toasted coconut giving it off, or it's the base, because I just get it in a lot of coconut stouts,
it's
that
like,
umami thing.
It's also slightly soy sauce umami-like, but that could also be because of stressed yeast.
Yeah.
Because it's so strong, or yeast that starts to autolyze. But I don't think.
But I really like it. I think it plays so well with coconut.
I think it works because it's splits up or kind of interrupts the overly fatty kind of sweet-ish coconut.
Just that sweetness. But damn, it smells like you're right, like the topping of a Däumeke.
Yeah. Hints of licorice, but it's probably the one that's most close to that, like because it's so caramelly.
Yeah.
And then there's like some drying oak.
Yeah,
and like charred wood.
And like a bit of... It doesn't...
It smells like fucking Däumeke. I want Däumeke.
barrel like oak-aged Drømmekage with a bit of umami.
Let's try it, man. Cheers. Happy birthday to me. Yeah, boy! That's how you do a coconut stout.
It's so fucking absurd, man.
Fuck.
And it's like the others, it just keeps on. We will have to wait for at least 10 seconds to know what comes next.
Yeah. This is the best coconut stout I've ever had.
Just straight up coconut stout. Yeah.
Just this with a bourbon barrel would be insane. This literally tastes like the fucking top of a Drømmekage. I'm not shitting you. It tastes like caramelized coconut.
Yeah.
I remember when we've had some of these coconut beers that's been crazy. And they, But
this is balanced. It goes into this long
and
finish.
Really long, sharp, heavy, roasty aftertaste. But it's
Big
very
base.
sweet. And like that huge sweetness in coconut, it really disrupts that fatty coconut flavor. Like that's the problem I had with the coconut from Cycle.
Yeah, George Holman.
Yeah, but it was one of the weekday beers.
Yeah, but that's the base. Yeah.
It got too much of like just fatty coconut. This just has enough of things to just disrupt that. And then all that caramel, it really just makes it taste like the top of the dark. Gabe, I think Gabe is
absurd beer.
I don't know why we haven't gone as nuts for Anchorage in a long time. These releases have kind of really stirred the waters with some of their stuff. But and of course A Deal with the Devil, that series. But when Gabe was at Midnight Sun, I had some of the beers he did at that brewery, like the Arctic Devil and whatnot, and they were just like world class. And this just reminds me of like drinking these kind of beers back in the day, just more modernized and whatnot. But man, I think one of the biggest surprises of breweries, old school breweries, but
Anchorage
breweries has been around. They're 10 years old. They've been around as long as me on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's surprised me the most with like the most massive and immense comeback in the world. This is fucking nuts. This is almost like when we had the Horus Ghost Hawks, but it's more balanced and more intense. And it's like vanilla too, and again the almond and wood. And
I think the wood helps it dry out because it does dry out in the finish. Like the finish is just masses of like dark espresso and dark chocolate and licorice, and a bit of like this pipe tobacco-y thing. And umami. And up front it's that Drømmekage. It's just straight Drømmekage.
And I think the umami is like a lot of the heavy roast malt and stuff like that. And maybe there's even molasses or something in here just to balance it out. But the fun thing is also like the intensity of coconut and all that up front. It's in other beers it just often gets overly sweetened too much, and this is really sweet beer, but it just has enough of everything else in terms of like the roast and all that to just like combat all that.
It is so sweet up front and so caramelized.
Yeah, but it's just cut by roastiness.
But then it's like with Endless Ending, and then you just wait like 4 or 5 seconds, and then this massive finish of these more bold, roasty and robust flavors come.
It actually tastes a lot like Bassett's. First it's like the topping of the Drømmekage, but then it's like Bassett's All Sorts. Like the Bassett All Sorts candies from the UK. If you've never had them, it's like often licorice with like this kind of spongy. It's not spongy. It's like an interesting kind of layer. One of them it's got like a red licorice center, and then it's got either yellow or pink outside with coconut in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've had that one.
But it's in the Bassett's All Sorts.
Okay.
You can also get them in Denmark in candy as sticks. Like it's like these candy sticks with a licorice center and then a yellow coating sprinkled with coconut. And you're like, what are they called? My mom used to get them all the time.
But it reminds me of some of you can get these, is it Bülow? By Bülow, these dark chocolates with coconut and licorice. Reminds me of that because it's so intense. It's like, if you think of these, like in these specialty stores, where you buy these small...
Those!
Oh yeah.
You can't see that. Maybe I'll put a picture. It's exactly like those.
Yeah.
It's adult. They're actually quite nice. I think a lot of people hate them, young people, because they're not that sweet. And it's more like adult candy because of the licorice. But my mom loved them. She had them all the time, so it's nostalgic for me. And my favorites were these with coconut.
Yeah, but my point was that I think something like this. It reminds me if you go into these candy stores or like these, high specialty or high-end specialty licorice chocolate stores where you get these, just like a small chocolate that is so bloody intense. It's so usually it's very sweet and caramelly up front, and then you get all these more like roasted, more complex tobacco-esque espresso flavors in the finish. It reminds me of that, like having like a small chocolate that is so bloody intense.
It's called a Lerman Confect Kokos. Or a kokosstrøm. You see these sticks? Coconut sticks? Those?
Yeah. I know what it is.
Totally reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Like, totally.
Yeah.
A mix of that and the drømmekage thing, like, fuck, this is nuts. I wonder if they just add boatloads of toasted coconut, or if it's like a mix of toasted and... I think it mostly tastes toasted.
The base is pretty sick, too.
Yeah, the base for this is insane. It's been in a toasted, fermented in the Missouri oak barrel, but I think this in a bourbon barrel, or even a rum barrel. Would be amazing.
Yeah, because of the coconut. Yeah, but it would have to be a very good rum barrel, like something that doesn't go hardcore, like super fruity, dark fruity. Yeah, but yeah.
It's not 100s.
But it's
10 years
fucking insane.
But I'm still gonna go 98. This is one of the best Imperial stouts without crazy barrel aging I've had in a long time. And this is one where like the pastry boys that adds just flavorings and shit can go pack their bags and brew something else.
Because
this kills
all
every
those pastry
attempt at pastry where like I don't want to mention names, but something dessert in a can.
you find but also in the UK and in Europe and
any brewery. There's so many breweries trying to do these pastry things, but one thing they often lack is this. And I think this might be too extreme because it's definitely extreme beer for some, but I fucking love it. And it's beers like that gets me fired up. Just like this, just like 10 years, just like Endless Ending. Man, I want to drink more Anchorage.
It is. I definitely see this being too sweet for some.
Yeah, I see that.
But you will find like 5 to 10% of the people who taste this will say it's too sweet. But I think if you just wait enough, you get that long finish of all the ones.
I mean, I think there's like definitely charry, oaky, like almost. I don't know if the folders are charred, but there's like a charriness to it. It could be just malt, and there's oakiness from the barrel. And then like there's vanilla-esque things too. Like there's definitely loads of vanilla. That could also just be from coconut. But it almost tastes like you did it in a spirit barrel without the spirit.
I just think it has so much of these robust, heavy flavors to combat exactly.
Yes, and that's what it needs. It's like
but
all
it's
that
just
robust
so extreme,
and savory, umami, and roasty. Like it's. Yeah. But it's really extreme. But
it is so extreme. Good. It's like if you go from 0 to 10, this is like 13. And that's why some people think it's too sweet, because the sweetness is at 13, but so is, so are the other flavors that combat the sweetness. So that's why the sweetness will feel very, overwhelming to some. Yeah. But then you get the other flavors that are also turned up to 13.
This is just another showcase of why Imperial Stout is my favorite style. It's just fucking, I love it.
Yeah, it's just wow factor. And when it's brewed like this, it doesn't get like superbly cloying.
Which is nuts.
It's okay to split this bottle to people.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Very, very, very good. What would be great for you?
Yeah, 98. I was maybe thinking about 99, but no, 98.
98.
Yeah.
Really, really good. The only beer that
a bit more barrel character would probably have done it.
I mean, if you have 10 years, you're going to love that.
Yeah.
Man, that was... I'm glad we popped this. I'm glad that Michael is going to get to experience it too, because he bought our second bottle.
Yeah, we sold him a bottle.
We sold him a bottle because
it was too expensive to just...
gave it to him because it was quite expensive. But I'm glad because then he also got to try both this in 10 years. So, fantastic, phenomenal, love it. 98 from both of us. So if you guys had a chance to try it, just think about their coffee stouts and all that. They're not barrel aged.
Yeah.
Fuck. But yeah, if you guys...
the devil.
Yeah.
That needs to be done.
Yeah. So if you guys had a chance to try Anchorage The Sacrifice, holy crap, get on Anchorage. Look at the stuff they're releasing now. And we got this in Europe! It's crazy.
Maybe we'll get more.
I
hope so.
fucking... Like beer, please get some more stuff from Gabe.
Yeah.
Man, so good. So yeah, if you guys had a chance to try The Sacrifice, let us know what you thought of it. This was damn dope stuff. A long review, but hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. Give the video a thumbs up as well if you enjoyed it. And let us know what you thought of The Sacrifice if you had it. And we're going to say cheers in delicious Imperial Stout with coconut. And see you guys in the beer review.